All right, boys, welcome in to the Turkey postgame show on Mackie and Judd. It is Rap with Royce. I'm gonna make this the first annual Turkey of the Year postgame show. We've got Patrick Royce here. Tell us what was going through your head as you laid out all of the candidates for Turkey of the Year, Pat. Let's break this all down.
Well, it was. I didn't spend my usual amount of time on it. I was only writing it for about 5 hours. Sometimes it takes 3 days to come up with the whole list. So I knew that I wanted Gersson Rosas to be the winner. I just didn't know how I was going to get there. But there was a lot of I left some locals out that I feel bad about. Richard Pitino never got a mention, but then I thought that was kind of redundant, So, you can only go a certain length on that thing. You can't write endlessly. It was 1,200 words the way it was. So I left Pitino out, and I left Sean Hockley out, and I really feel bad about leaving Sean Hockley out after his performance yesterday in the Raiders-Cowboys game. But beyond that, it was just, here's the problem. People think it's a ode each year to what should exactly be the biggest turkeys in sports. It's just a sampling of foolishness is always bigger than wins and losses in the turkeys. So I was just looking for idiots, Aaron Rodgers, Kyrie Irving, guys Kyrie's. To me, if he was anywhere near us, Kyrie would be just a cinch some year, because has there ever been a bigger moron than this guy? He thinks the earth is flat. I thought that was a joke at the time, but it's not. No, he's that stupid. Yes. So, I guess that was kind of what the process was. And then I had to get the woman in there who punched the horse at the Olympics. I had to get her in there, and she got equestrian thrown out of the Olympics for eternity by going Mongo on a horse at the Olympics. So that kind of stuff, I guess.
Good for her.
What went into it?
That's a great thing to get thrown out. I like that.
Judge just wants fewer dumb events at the
Olympics. I want fewer sports.
Olympics.
Yeah,
but you don't. You know what I found out? You don't bring your horse to the Olympics. They assign you a horse, because most, in a real equestrian, you bring your own horses.
Right. Oh, really?
Yes, yeah, they're trained, but in the Olympics, they give you horses out of their, it's like riding bulls in the rodeo. You get whatever bull they give you, and this one wouldn't move. This woman from Germany got her horse, and it didn't move. It wouldn't move. So she was crying because her horse wouldn't move, and then the coach came over and punched the horse and tried to get it going. So that kind of stuff is what we look for in the turkeys of the year. That's for sure.
So who came in besides Gersson? Who did you consider next?
Who would have been?
Who would it have been if Gersson hadn't?
Runner-up.
Thought Byron Buxton. I mean, Byron Buxton made an appearance. Thought he had a good shot.
I don't think I was ever going to really make him the turkey of the year, but I kind of wanted to. As I've been telling you guys, I think he's been in this whole controversy about whether he should be signed or not. He hasn't gotten enough responsibility for making it a question, right? It's because of him that we don't know if they're going to do it or not. It's not because of them being cheap. It's because they don't know if they're going to have him on the field or not. He hasn't played since 2017, really, and I'd forgotten what a disaster 2018 was. I knew he got sent back because he couldn't hit. He hit 156 that year, 156, and then we all kind of defended him because he didn't get called up in September because he hit 300 in Rochester. Yeah. Well, they probably didn't. He was so bad when he played here, they probably didn't feel like he should be rewarded. Now, I'd like to see him sign him, but the whole thing of the turkey chairman was, let's not make this guy blame free in all of this. So.
Yeah. Our guy Roy Smalley making an appearance at
Yes.
the table. I mean, that's tough. I think we all love Roy.
I was
Tough year.
watching that game when William Astudillo's out throwing 46-mile-an-hour lobs, and we're getting mad. And then, this Yerman, they're Williams Astudillo.
Yeah.
There's that guy who
He's
swings
gone
like
too.
a maniac. Mercedes hits one 900 feet. And Dick gets immediately upset. And I'm waiting for Smalley to say, well, come on, Dick. We're the clowns here. We got the clown out pitching. So whatever they do to him does not violate any unwritten rules of baseball. We're the ones making fools of ourselves. And when my guy Roy jumped in and said he was upset about it too, I almost threw up in my lip. So I kept Roy on my list for the rest of the, because you can't play favorites. I mean, you gotta, if a
That's
guy,
the whole thing.
I love the guy. I covered him. He was one of my favorite guys to cover. He's my favorite analyst when he comes on because he usually says stuff. And I think BSN had finally worn him down. I think Beat on there had finally taken away any attempt at candor because I knew in his heart he was saying, this is idiotic.
Why Yerman Mercedes is bad for baseball.
Yes.
Coming up next.
Yes, because he took away Williams Astudillo's dignity as a pitcher.
Yes.
Well, okay, Williams Astudillo, by the way, who sucker punched a guy in Venezuela. Did you guys see that video a couple days ago?
That was kind of a turkey jinx because I wrote the column about him for Sunday about, ode to Willens. We'll see you later. And I don't know if that was the day or it was the day. It takes a little while to get news from Venezuela. And about 10 minutes later, after that column appears, I find out he sucker punched a guy. Now, that guy had thrown at, I think we got a little different standard for zaniness in Venezuela because that guy had thrown at one of the Turtles' teammates 5 days earlier. They'd had a run-in with him, and now he hit somebody. But Willens was on base and came running over from this, or I think he was on base. He might have come out of the dugout. And he came, and the guy's standing there, and he's fighting off other people, and he put his full 260 pounds behind it and hit him right in the jaw. I think he and, who else on Willens' team was going to get suspended too? Thomas Tellis, the catcher that was in spring training. And I think he showed up for like 3 games last year, didn't he? And never played or something. I
think he was in St. Paul, right?
He was in St. Paul
most of the year.
Yeah. So he was in on the brawl. But I think Willens loses his normal, hey, I'm just one of the guys.
Happy-go-lucky demeanor
in Venezuela because that's where a couple of years he hit that home run and they went down to one knee and leaned on the bat and watched it leave. Watched it leave the park, and that probably wouldn't play in the big leagues here. So I think different standards apply. But you're right, he sucker punched the guy. Bad. It was bad too. He probably, but what I love about him is he goes back. They can have the pandemic. They can have kidnappings, hostages, horrible economy. He's back on the bus playing winter ball in Venezuela every year. He's there every year. So.
He don't care. So who is called or texted?
Oh, I got a
Smalley?
No, I haven't heard from Roy. He'll take it in the good humor.
Of course he will, but he's still texting.
I haven't heard from him. I've heard from numerous either current or former Wolves employees who said, you don't know half the story. So
please tell.
They're celebrating. No, they didn't tell me. They were just happy to see who got they were all in on Gersson. Meanwhile, the team he left behind is pretty good. But
executive of the year, NBA executive of the year.
Take
that.
Okay, right now, like he would be if he was still heading up wouldn't he be like in the top 3 for executive of the year right now?
Yeah, I'd have to think about it, but yeah, probably. Yeah, probably. Yeah,
It's amazing.
We're such moral goody
yeah,
two
but
shoes. We can't take it.
that's not it. Just because of the +1 is not the whole thing. I mean, it's the whole reason for it was the setup when he was announced on May 1st, 2020, when they had his two twins run up there and sit on each knee, the little cute boy and the little cute girl.
Hired actors.
And we don't have an evil bachelor here anymore, ladies and gentlemen. We don't have that evil grumpy Tibbs. We have a family now.
A polyamorous family, Pat. It's a polyamorous family.
They're from Utah. They just didn't tell you.
They declared themselves to be the whole new. They were talking about that Ethan Kaysen and those guys were, we're a family now. Yeah, well,
yeah.
So that was the whole, setup of declaring yourself what you are before you are it is part of the reason.
Gersson Pat was clearly from the 60s, and we just didn't know it.
Well, I gotta say, if you look at the Turkey winners in the past, Carl Pohlad won in 1987 when the Twins won the World Series because he was such a stiff trying to present himself to the public and tell jokes and didn't let the people at the bank off for the parade when everybody else in town got put on for the parade. So we don't really base it on wins or losses. We base it on who was a jackass, basically.
Well, and I think that's the biggest complaint I've seen, and this is just me going through the dreaded Star Tribune comment section, but
God.
people, put your double layered mask on. People wanted the Twins front office, Derek Falvey and Thad Levine, to be prominently featured.
As I said on Twitter yesterday, the Turkey chairman issued a statement saying, sometime, on occasion, you're only going to have one opportunity to name someone Grand Turkey. And there are other, seemingly strong candidates who are still going to be around. And that's all I'll say about the Twin situation. You can't wait till next year to give it to Gersson Rosas, right? You gotta do it this year when his situation came up. But Levine and Falvey and the rest of them will still be around next year. And I can guarantee you, if they ever play, but I can guarantee you if they fall on their face next year, we're going to, the first 2 years, the previous 2 years, they won 60% of their games. So.
Well, the Turkey chairman did give, I think it was 4 or 5 years ago, 25 years of Timberwolves ineptitude.
Yes.
We're coming up on the 20-year anniversary in about 2 years of the last time the Twins won a playoff game. I don't think they're going to win one next year. So that's what we should do at Target Field. We love doing reunions at Target Field. Let's bring back everyone who won. What was it, Game 3 of the 2004 ALDS in a couple of years.
Yeah. Well, also, it is next year is the 20th anniversary of their last playoff series win.
Yeah.
And and since then. Since they beat Oakland, they lost to California in 5, lost the Angels in 5, and then they beat the Yankees 1 game each and lost those 3-1. So overall, in addition to 18 straight losses, they're 3, and I could figure this out. 4 losses, 7-10, 3. They're 3-28 since.
Yeah.
Since
it's in baseball. It's freaking baseball. It's baseball, and it's 90 to 100 win teams that they're bringing to the playoffs.
What do you guys want?
Yeah, it's fairly random. It's not. I mean, it's not random who's going to win a series, but it's random. It's damn near impossible to do that. I mean, mathematically, losing 18 playoff games in a row in anything, is. In cricket, I don't know anything about cricket, but I wonder if anybody loses 18 straight games.
Highlight.
Yeah. It depends. Highlight is
The Red Sox have won, I think it's 46 playoff games
Yes.
since the last time the Twins have won a playoff game.
and we wonder why they're the kings of Fort Myers. Although this year, that was part of it. This year is when I was down there. You were saying like the Red Sox vibe was terrible. Now the pandemic was part of the reason, but the people there were still New Englanders around, and the Twins were the stars of the Daniels Parkway there for a while, and they looked like they were going to have the good year, and the Red Sox were going to be terrible. And Alex Cora, maybe Kevin Cash was the manager of the year, and anybody who wins that many games again in Tampa, you can't complain about him winning. But I think Alex Cora should have won it because we forget how rotten the Red Sox were 2 years ago, and then he comes back. But anyway,
is the turkey coming back next year now? Because we've gotten a Farvian press conference from you for about 4 years now. I know.
Yes. I know. We covered all that. I was going through emotional problems. I was
might be gone. You don't know about the turkey. I mean,
I was having emotional problems, but then I read that book a few times about that self-help book, and it kind of got me back.
Okay, so the turkey's coming back next year.
I can announce here. I haven't announced it anywhere else. I have signed a 2-year contract extension to continue writing columns for the Star Tribune.
Don't print that.
Starting January 1st, 2022, at which time I might waddle off in the sunset at age 78, but who knows? If they have me back, I might shoot for 80. Who knows?
Wow.
Well, I mean, why not 99?
No.
Why not take her up to 99? 100.
I would be, you know what? That would be if I would make that one, that would be 2025, and then wouldn't the next year be the year we're celebrating the 250th anniversary of the country? I always wanted to.
Yes.
I always wanted to live until 250 because I virtually ignored 200, and I'd like to still be get a car and drive some places and see this great country of ours on the 250th anniversary and see fireworks over the Black Hills and stuff like that. So
life goals.
But that's a big goal to have. With my bad knees, I might not make it. So.
Well, we can at least put you down for next year and another Turkey of the Year post-game show, hopefully accompanying
when you
next
sit down to
column.
write the Turkey of the Year, you have to have your keyboard and monitor in front of you, and if you don't, you can't write it. Audra?
Yeah. Go Huskers! Go Huskers! Let's make that game worth something tomorrow, huh?
Let's do it. Go Huskers, and then go Boilermakers, and then row the boat Sky Yamago Gophers.
Us four could go out in the street and take 7 people off the train and go down and beat Indiana. That's not a problem.
Which is all the reason why, because it's the Gophers, Purdue will probably get into like a 4 overtime game against Indiana.
That did not look like a team, Indiana, the last couple of weeks, playing the Gophers and Rutgers, that was trying to regain its self-respect.
No, but look at all the great charity work they're doing. Coming up next.
All right. It'll be
all right.
Bye, Pat.
No alcohol involved today before the 3:00 kickoff over there, huh?
Wait, what now?
The bamboo.
Tomorrow.
For Gophers Badgers tomorrow.
No alcohol. Yeah, right. You're fine.
Well, they might start drinking today to watch the Nebraska game.
That's what I'll probably
just
start.
keep it going for 24 hours. That's the plan.
Sean Hockley, jackass. Jackass.
But what a beautiful family he has.
Yeah.
Coming up next on.
Yes.
All right. That's the
jackass. All right.
That's the Turkey of the Year post game show here, the first annual on Mackey and Judd and the SKOR North YouTube channel.